Stop waking up like a loser. Own your mornings even if you hate them. You're not tired, you're just undisciplined, and it shows the second you hit snooze. Let's keep it 100. Your morning is either setting you up to win or setting you up to fail, and most of you are choosing failure before your feet hit the floor. Do you hit snooze 3 times and then rush through your morning in panic mode? Do you check your phone immediately and start your day reacting to everyone else's agenda? Do you tell yourself you're not a morning person while watching morning people lap you in life? Here's the truth. You don't need to become a 5 a.m. warrior, but you do need to stop waking up like your life is happening to you instead of being created by you. Today, we're building a morning routine that actually works for real humans with real lives who might not love mornings, but understand they matter. We're covering 5 game changers. First, why you don't have to force yourself to join the 5 a.m. bandwagon. Second, why mornings matter even if you're a night owl. Third, the 10-minute power start that requires no perfection. Fourth, why the snooze button is training you to quit everything. And fifth, how to win something before 9 a.m. to build unstoppable momentum. 1. The 5 a.m. practice works, but it's not the only thing that works. Let's start by being real about the 5 a.m. routine. It absolutely works for some people. Those early risers who swear by their pre-dawn grind, they're not lying. They found something that genuinely transforms their lives. But here's what they won't tell you. It's not magic, and it's definitely not mandatory. You're not joining a monk monastery. You're just trying to stop waking up in chaos. The power isn't in the specific hour on your clock. It's in having intention behind whatever hour you choose. Early success doesn't mean early suffering has to be your path. Some people thrive in the quiet of 5 a.m. because that's when their energy peaks, when their focus is sharpest, when the world feels most manageable. If that's you, own it. But if forcing yourself awake at 5 a.m. makes you miserable and resentful, you're not building a sustainable system. You're just torturing yourself with a productivity filter. You need a system that works for your life, not someone else's highlight reel. The internet is full of people bragging about their 4:30 a.m. wake-up calls, but sustainable success isn't about copying someone else's schedule. It's about creating structure that you can actually maintain. Stop comparing your 7 a.m. to someone else's 5 a.m. and start comparing your intentional morning to your chaotic morning. The difference isn't in the time, it's in the preparation, the mindset, and the execution. Focus on quality over early bird bragging rights. 10 intentional minutes at 8 a.m. beats 2 rushed hours at 5 a.m. if 8 a.m. is when you can actually show up consistently. The goal is building a morning that sets you up to win, not building a morning that looks impressive on social media. 2. Why mornings matter even for night owls. Here's what no one tells you. Mornings set the tone for your entire mental game, regardless of whether you're naturally a morning person or not. When you wake up on defense, you spend the rest of the day living in reaction mode, and you're always behind. Your morning is your only guaranteed time to set the agenda for your day before the world starts making demands on your attention. Once your phone starts buzzing, once other people start needing things from you, once the day's chaos begins, you're no longer in control. You're just responding. Even if you're a night owl, you still have to deal with morning. You still have to wake up and face the day. You can either do it intentionally or you can do it chaotically, but you can't avoid it. So you might as well do it well. The way you start shapes how you continue. If you start your day scattered, rushed, and reactive, that energy carries forward. If you start your day centered, intentional, and proactive, that energy also carries forward. Your morning mood becomes your day's foundation. Morning routines aren't about becoming a different person. They're about being the same person with better systems. You don't have to love mornings, but you do have to respect their power to set the tone for everything that follows. Hal Elrod, author of The Miracle Morning, found that how you wake up determines how you show up. When you take control of your first hour, you take control of your entire day. When you give away your first hour to chaos, you're essentially giving away your power to set the direction. 3. The 10-minute power start. No excuses, maximum impact. Time to get practical. Here's your non-negotiable 10-minute power start that requires no perfection, no equipment, and no excuses. 3 parts, total commitment. First, 2 minutes of breath work. Not meditation, not mindfulness, just intentional breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Breathe out for 6 counts. Do this for 2 minutes. This is about enlightenment. It's about moving from reactive to responsive, from scattered to centered. Second, 3 minutes of movement. Stretch, do jumping jacks, dance to one song, do some push-ups, anything that gets your blood moving and reminds your body that it's time to be awake. You're not training for a marathon. You're just signaling to your system that the day has begun. Third, 5 minutes of brain dump or clarity writing. Get the mental clutter out of your head and onto paper. Write down what you're worried about, what you need to remember, what you want to accomplish. This isn't journaling for posterity. It's mental decluttering for clarity. That's it. 10 minutes. No excuses about not having time. No complaints about not being a morning person. No overthinking about whether you're doing it right. The only way to do it wrong is to not do it at all. This isn't about perfection. It's about practice. Some days your breath work will be distracted, your movement will be minimal, and your writing will be messy. That's fine. The goal is consistency, not performance. The power is in the sequence, not the intensity. You're training your brain to start the day with intention instead of reaction, with clarity instead of chaos, with control instead of crisis management. 4. Kill the snooze button. You're practicing quitting. Here's something that might sting. Every time you hit snooze, you're practicing quitting. And that habit bleeds into everything. Your goals, your health, your standards, your commitments to yourself. The snooze button is a promise you make to yourself and immediately break. You're literally starting your day by proving to yourself that you can't be trusted to follow through on your own decisions. How is that supposed to set you up for success? When you hit snooze, you're choosing comfort over commitment. You're choosing instant gratification over long-term benefit. You're choosing to stay small instead of growing into the person who does hard things. That choice pattern doesn't just disappear when you finally get out of bed. It carries forward into every other decision you make. Your alarm isn't a suggestion, it's a commitment you made to your future self. When you break that commitment first thing in the morning, you're training yourself to break other commitments throughout the day. The snooze button is also stealing quality from both your sleep and your wake time. Those extra 9 minutes aren't restorative sleep. They're just delayed action that makes getting up harder, not easier. You're prolonging the pain instead of just handling it. Make your alarm non-negotiable. Put your phone across the room so you have to physically get up to turn it off. Set it for the time you actually need to get up, not the time you wish you could get up. Honor the commitment you made to yourself the night before. 5. Win something before 9 a.m. Early wins create psychological momentum that carries forward into bigger challenges. Momentum is everything. Here's the secret sauce. Win something before 9 a.m. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be intentional. The win doesn't matter as much as the momentum does. Make your bed with intention, not just habit. Send that email you've been putting off. Take a cold shower. Organize one drawer. Read 5 pages of a book. Do 10 push-ups. The specific action matters less than the fact that you're choosing to accomplish something before the day gets away from you. When you prove to yourself that you can follow through on small commitments first thing in the morning, you build confidence for larger commitments throughout the day. This isn't about productivity porn or checking boxes. It's about identity building. Every time you do something intentional in the morning, you're proving to yourself that you're the type of person who follows through. Every time you let the morning happen to you instead of creating it, you're reinforcing the opposite identity. Start with something so small you can't fail. Don't try to revolutionize your entire life in week 1. Pick one tiny win that you can accomplish consistently and let that consistency build into larger changes over time. The goal is to arrive at 9 a.m. feeling like you've already accomplished something meaningful instead of feeling like you're already behind. That feeling of accomplishment changes how you approach every subsequent challenge. Okay, time to face the facts. Truth bomb incoming. If you can commit to showing up for yourself for 10 minutes in the morning, how the hell are you going to show up for your dreams? Your chaotic mornings aren't cute. They're not relatable. They're not proof that you're laid back or spontaneous. They're proof that you don't respect your own time, your own goals, or your own potential. You want to know why you feel behind all the time? Because you start every day behind. You want to know why you feel like you're always reacting instead of creating? Because you give away your power before your coffee gets cold. Stop bullshitting yourself that you're not a morning person. You're just a person who's never learned to use mornings strategically. You're a person who's never experienced the power of starting your day with intention instead of panic. Your excuses are tired. I'm not a morning person. I don't have time. I'll start Monday. Meanwhile, the people lapping you in life are showing up for themselves every single morning while you're hitting snooze for the 3rd time. Your future self is begging you to get it together. Every morning you waste is a morning she has to make up for. Every day you start in chaos is a day she has to spend recovering from instead of building on. Here's your challenge for this week. Set your alarm tonight, not for tomorrow, for every day this week. Put your phone across the room so you can't hit snooze without getting up. Write down your 10-minute morning flow right now. 2 minutes breathing, 3 minutes movement, 5 minutes brain dump. Stick to it for 7 days straight. Track your wins. Every morning you complete your flow. Give yourself credit. Every morning you don't, acknowledge it and start again the next day. Show up for yourself like your future depends on it, because it does. If this video made you realize you've been sabotaging your days before they even start, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're building a community of people who choose intention over chaos and commitment over comfort. Share this with someone who's tired of waking up behind the 8 ball. Sometimes we all need a reminder that how we start determines how we finish. Remember, you're not broken, you're untrained, and the skill of owning your mornings can be developed starting tomorrow if you're brave enough to set that alarm tonight. Until next time, stop waking up like a victim and start waking up like the architect of your own life.